YouTube, what is up with y'all today? This is Neil Goodfella Neil coming through with another lived in episode. This particular one is about the Fire Red Jordan 4. I don't think one has been done on this one before, but I don't know. But so with this right here, they lived in rather, it's basically me giving an update on a sneaker as far as the good and bad from my view, from my position, my perspective, all that stuff though, man. So what I'm doing mine on is the Air Jordan Fire Red 4 from 2012. And I actually copped these on release day. So this is not like something like, oh yeah, I bought a used one just like last week, so I'm gonna just give y'all guys a view on it, you know what I mean? So I'm the original owner of this, so I can, you know what I mean, I can give a little bit more insight versus straight out the box to now. And man, look at I need to brush this joint off, man. But the cobwebs on this joint, man, the lint. But anyway, here we go. So it was August 2012 I copped these. I can't wait till they actually retro these again with the Nike Air on the back. Definitely need it. And I know these gonna sell out like instantly, you know. I think, matter of fact, I think it might do just like how the Bred 4 did. It was like regular people didn't too much know about it, but you had to actually know about this sneaker to actually cop it, and then you actually get it that way. That's how I feel like a lot of these releases go now. You know, as far as a regular person buying a sneaker, you know, they just gonna probably most likely just cop a regular GR that's just actually in stock. Like I hardly see anything left unless it's just like a mass GR, which never hurts. So for example, like the Shadow 10s and all that stuff though, man, you know, a regular person could have copped that because that was actually mass produced enough, and it wasn't hyped enough to actually just move the way it moved. But I personally think they probably just mass GR that one. They should mass GR a few other sneakers, but that's another video. But anyway, the date was August 2012. Copped these brand new. When I first got these joints though, man, and look at that too. You can already see the destruction of a Jordan 4. But that's actually what makes the character on here. Now me, I'm going to restore these joints. You know what I mean? So I'm not terrified or anything. I don't have any soul separation. Thank God. But this just looked like a simple repaint. So from 2012 all the way to 2019, that might be August 2012 to August 2019, but it's October now, so it's already been over 7 years if my math is correct. So like a 7-year wearing experience with these joints, man. Now, and these is one of my I like this already because it's number one. It's got the red on it, but it's a Chicago colorway too. So, you know, Bred 4s, white cements, flames, even military blue 4s. But these is definitely what's up. So I feel like these, like as far as OG colorways, this is like the third one in line. You know, you know, a lot of people might say the Bred 4 white cement. But first taking them out the box, they was basically stiff. And you got to think, this is 2012. This wasn't like the remastered series and all that, nothing. It was just regular. Now, I will say that the leather on here, even though it's stiff, is not as hard as maybe like it's not as hard as like the 2013 Jordan 5s that came out that year. These are, I don't know if it's because I've had these over 5 years that the leather has softened up because I've worn them and broken them in. You got right here, you know, that's broke in along the upper panel right here. Obviously y'all can see this is broke in because the stress marks, the paint on it wasn't that well. Even back then I knew that, and that was one of the things I mentioned in my old video at the time with my previous channel. And that was basically that I feel like the craftsmanship for this one wasn't as good as like the Military Blue 4s or the Bread 4s that year, or these might be, I don't know, maybe the Cement 4s of 2012 might be slightly better, but I don't know. This wasn't the best produced, so that's another reason why I would definitely like to see these as a remaster. Also too, I got a request to do a video as far as like my top 5 sneakers I want to see retro again. So, but yeah, so like around like year 3, 5, you know, I can't too much do a 2-week thing, because to me the Jordan 4, at least this one from 2012, they took longer to break in. Now the OG joints, the remaster one that they making like the ones from back in the day, like those might actually break in quicker because they use them, you know, supposed better materials. So with those better materials, might get a better break in versus this, which comes out the box stiff. You know, trying to buy these brand new, a 2012 version might cost you, but if you just want to get like a full blown genuine experience, if it's a must that you have to have these, copping them used will probably be your best bet, and maybe even restoring them if they have some paint chipping. But by year 3 or year 5, they actually started definitely soften up. These is definitely one of my go-tos. I don't really too much wear these as much now, but I definitely do remember the fit, because these was my go-to like a lot. And I didn't wear them like all the time, like throughout, you know, maybe twice a week at the most or something like that. 3 if I'm really pushing it, but I didn't really wear these a lot, because, you know, you got to keep the rotation going and keep cycling through different kicks. The midsole, not the midsole, but the insole actually softened up. And that's one of the things that I will say about a lot of Jordans, even back in the day. Like, it wasn't like a thing, like an instant comfort thing, until you start kind of like getting up in like, I say maybe like the 12s, 13s, maybe the 11s a little bit. But like, it wasn't like, I'm not, you know, you're not about to put it on like an Ultra Boost, like, damn, like, and be blown away automatically. You know what I mean? You about to put the kick on and then break them in and live in them as you go, which is basically what I did with these. And that's why I like these tests though, man. Like, you know, it's basically it's basically a heads up, man. Anybody that want to know what happens to the sneaker after X amount of time, sometimes you got sole separation, you got paint cracking, and just wearing it casually, it might be even worse. The sneaker might, you know, the whole back can be exploding. If I was probably just had this in a box and I was just like, you know, just some glass, just trying to collect this. You know, you never know. It might be to the point where I just couldn't wear it at all. But I can actually still throw these on without any fear of the midsole like just blowing out on me. You know, you get something like that, you get the foam blown all out, the back blown all out, pause. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, these, and then too, I will say, even though the sneaker eventually will break down, it depends on who's collecting it and how they're collecting it. Some guys still have these in pristine condition. They can still like rock these. Shout out to Rio Janeiro. I hope I'm saying his name right. He showed his a few years ago, but I don't know how they look now. But I would assume he keep his stuff in real pristine condition. He's on YouTube too, if y'all don't know about him. His channel is I Am Rio. And now his Jordan 4 collection video is a few years old. But I would assume that this, because he also got the Mars one too. That was in good condition. This one was in good condition. So I would assume that they're still in good condition. But as far as me, I wouldn't be surprised. I wore mine more. I actually let mine sit outside the box so the air bubble can breathe. If I probably didn't wear, again, you know, different parts of the country and and how you store them, if it's humid, if it's hot, if it's cold, if it's all that stuff plays into how the sneaker, the lifespan of the sneaker anyway. Me, I personally believe you should wear the sneakers so they can last long. You can extend the longevity of the life. Eventually the little parts of the sneaker will break down. but you know, it's just things. It's something that can easily be replaced and not even noticeable. Something as easy as paint chipping. This is light work compared to what most people sneakers are. You know, it's like some people keep them in humid areas, wear them a lot, and then they come out and this backside is talking. You know, so can't wait to rock these again. Sometimes I like rocking them like this, like with all that character and paint chipping. Sometimes just to kind of like salvage that character. But as far as if they drop these with the Nike Air on the back, I would definitely, I don't know if I might keep them like this if they drop them with the Nike Air on the back. You know, because obviously that will be the newer pair I can wear. But, you know, that whole character thing and da-da-da. But I don't know, man. I just restore them. That's it. I just restore them, just paint, you know, get it back with the matte paint and everything. I'm not about to sit up here and act like I'm the best restorer of all time, but it'll be back 1,000. Won't nobody even know. They'll literally think this is brand new. But the cool thing about all that, even with this outer part of the sneaker being brand new, and this is something that you really too much can't buy. Like, you can't buy your longevity the way you walk in a sneaker broken in from anyone, obviously, because you walked in them. Unless you maybe like sharing kicks with a sibling or something like that, you know, maybe. But you can buy sneakers pre-owned, but at the same time, if they actually beat those sneakers in, depends on how the person walk and all that stuff. This is just a little bit more in-depth, you know, analysis of it as far as it'll go, you know. So if you bought these new, somebody might have a heel drag walk or a slew-footed walk. You might not. You might just have a regular walk. So when you put these on, they might not really too much feel like anything because they worn out the insole. Now you can argue the case of, yeah, I can just swap the insole and da-da-da. You can, and that might actually help. But at the same time, if they actually have wear on the sneaker and you just bought it like that and you didn't bother to like lace swap the heel drag part or something like that, you might have a problem down the road. But overall though, year 7 rocking these, I think the last time I wore these was last year, and basically they like crazy soft though. Even like for this hard leather, the inside is the best part. They broke in real well. They didn't fall apart on me like completely. And again, light work is just repainting the midsole. But for this stiff leather to finally break in, it takes a while to break in. I'm surprised it broke in at all, but it did. This leather is just a few notches better than the 2012 white cement leather. That was some hard brick leather. But how long I got? I'm at 12, about to be on 13 minutes. So y'all chime down below though, man. Comment down below. Tell me what y'all think though, man. This is another episode in the books. 7 years of the Jordan 4 Fire Red. Crazy, fly, and flames. Can't wait till they bring these back out. Hope they do. No, they should. They probably, this is an OG color where you got to. Overall, man, again, yeah, you expect that. With the Jordan 4, you're going to get that midsole cracking. Now, the military blue 4s from 2012 I got, those haven't done that. They actually still in pretty good condition. They just got age marks on them, like they yellow and stuff. And I welcome the character. Like, the character is classic, man. Like, whoever, you got some people that want to keep everything completely new. I get that, but that character, man, you can't, it's hard to buy that. Like, your sneaker is unique to you. You know what I mean? Your footstep is unique to you. The ankle also broke in too up here at the ankle liner. You know, this most stuff, like if you a regular person, this probably don't mean shit to you. You know what I mean? Like, you just wearing a sneaker and you gonna throw it away or give it away. But for us that do care, and this is all tufts and stuff, like this doesn't, this actually feel like it might break if I bend it down, because it's like that plastic. But like on the newer ones, like the newer Jordan 4s, this is not that stiff, so this is not gonna break in. But the ankle broke in, the mid panels broke in, the top right here actually broke in, like the toe box. And obviously this used to be like a light gray. On camera it's looking light gray, but when you actually see these in person, it's like more of like a yellow. And that character again. And you got the yellow right here as well. I know my camera is probably all is white, but yeah, man, I mean, it looks like it kind of came from the 80s, but that's the cool thing about it though. Rate, comment, and subscribe. This is Nail Goodfella, Goodfella Nail. Do y'all still got these? or have you sold them? A lot of people sold their stuff though, man. I know times, you know, life things happens, especially in a 7-year period. I know so much happened, man. You grow so much, so it's like one of them things where, you know, I can tell you when I bought these sneakers, my mind state then is completely, well, my mind state now is completely different from my mind state then. So, in everything. So, you know, in most things rather. So, yep. What do y'all think? Should they retro these joints? Should they bring them back? That was a dumb question though. Yes, they should bring these back. Y'all know that. So rate, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned. Got more content on the way. Peace.